My name is Chrislyn Durham. I am the executive pastor here at First United Methodist Church, and I'm here to talk with you about care within our community, within our church, within your discipleship community, and how they all connect with one another. Congregational care is made up of our pastors, other program staff, and other congregational care team. And our goal is to simply care for one another. Our congregational care team is made up of 11 lay people here in our church who have been through 8 weeks of training on how to meet people where they are and to care for them at all levels. They visit, call members on a regular basis, just to check in and see how they're doing and to care for them. The last piece of the congregational care is our care bag ministry. Each month we take a care bag to the homebound in our church that consists of a special treat, an upper room, and communion elements, so that even though they are not physically with us, they can still participate with us. Care is all about making the other our focus. As we talk about care and discipleship communities, it doesn't have to be complicated. It is often the small things that make the huge differences. Ultimately, the goal here is to create family. Now, before we go any further, I do think it's important to create a covenant of care within your community. While often care is something that just happens, if you can create an expectation within the group about the importance of caring for one another and being in covenant with one another, you give yourself the ability to be more open and transparent with one another. Some examples of what you might include in this covenant are keeping confidential what is discussed within the small group or any one-on-one conversations. It could be creating a safe space for each member with no judgment so they can share. It could also be being transparent and holding yourself accountable to the group. One way to make sure that care is happening within your group is if you will designate someone as your point person, who will simply be in charge of making sure that people are cared for. It doesn't mean that they handle all the care. It simply means that they make sure that people are caring for the group members. This person might send a text or an email out each week to remind everyone of the prayer concerns. They also might just connect with individual people who have been missing within the group, or they might even reach out to people in the group to connect with someone who is missing. There are so many ways to care. Making an extra meal for someone who might be sick, visiting with flowers or without, making a phone call just to check in or a text message, offering help, sending a card, having fun together. That one is one of the most important parts, in my opinion, of caring for one another. Because we deal with a whole lot of things in our lives, and sometimes we just need to be able to have fun together. Often an easy entry point to helping someone or caring for someone is simply asking this question: how can I care for you in the midst of this? Another question that might arise is, how can we stay connected to one another? One way to do that is GroupMe or Marco Polo, or you can use the groups within our Church Center app. This will allow you to stay connected throughout the week when you are not physically in the building with one another, and just help you to know what's going on in one another's lives. The last question that might arise is, when should I contact a pastor? There are a couple different scenarios when that would be helpful. If there is a death or an illness involved, that is something I would like to know. When someone asks you to connect with us, that's an easy one when they say, will you connect me with a pastor or a congregational care minister? Another one is when someone seems as though they could use some extra care beyond your group. What you may not know is that I know a lot of things that I'm not supposed to know. And I can always act as though I don't know something just to check in on someone. Finally, if there is anybody within your group that could be in need of a care bag, just let me know and we will add them to our list. It goes out the week before communion, Sunday every month. And it's just a great way for us to connect with those who can't be with us because of illness or surgery or whatever it might be that's stopping them from being present with us.